A few weeks ago, I held a community poll in my community posts, voting whether I should upload the Cognoscenti video before HOI4 releases. My intentions might not be stated directly on the poll, but it's in the fine print, turned around, minimized, and shoved up my ass. Because that's the great thing about democracy. It's just a facade. I am playing the Cognoscenti today, in the Fire Rises, in HOI4. It's about time, I feel like. I've been asked a lot. Way too much. This is supposedly the greatest path in the game, so I've been saving myself for this. It's like when you're eating in a restaurant and leave the good things for the end. But in my case, I waited for the chefs to season my meal even more, and I waited, and I kept waiting. The update never came, and I never got my meal seasoned extra. I think it's already very seasoned, but I'm excited. For those unfamiliar with the Cognoscenti, I don't know much either because I'm going in blind, but imagine the deep state. There's a reason this mod caught the attention of the Canadian government. It's not for the faint of heart. And before we actually start the playthrough, I have to pick Biden and then kick off the Second American Civil War. Don't go in the comments and type, "Oh, this is just like in real life." Just no. No. If you do that, I'm gonna tie you to a leash and walk you around like a dog. Normalize public humiliation. Like always, I've skipped out of time. The things before the Civil War just doesn't matter. Except of course buffing Biden. This is the deep state at work already. Surprisingly, getting the Cognoscenti is actually quite simple and easy. I've accidentally got it in my games before. All you need to do is just ignore the insurgents when they appear. That's one of the options. There's two other options, but we won't care about them. Because for them, we have to get under 20 stability. Which, I mean, not to glaze myself, getting below 20% is actually harder than 80%. Let's buy some Italian guns. With some liquidity we have. Let's begin. Secure the capital. We'll have to first defeat Trump in Operation Mockingbird. Since the Union of America's establishment, we have encountered persistent challenges posed by insurgents. Trump's insurgents are our money laundering scheme. If these hostile elements are allowed to persist unchecked, the potential consequences could cascade into a dangerous domino effect. Oh, we want that. The genius plan I'm thinking is we attack the north, ignore the south. So all we do is unassign our mechanized divisions, put them in the north. I think this is good enough. And then we micro. I want to do some microing for once. I don't trust the AI. Oh, I just forgot. Speaking of the AI, I should have added the custom game rule that made Logi win in China. Because we get an event with the Cognoscenti then, I've heard. I'll check it myself later on. Logi doesn't have to experience the horror I'm about to unleash upon the world. I don't have any rubber, so I won't be producing APCs for now. We should have a bigger air force than Trump. I hope at least. 1.2k. That's the entire setup. Let's prepare ourselves. Did his AI just malfunction? Is the deep state helping me win? Why are they all gathering in that single tile? I wanna actually use more divisions here. This could win me the war instantly. The rebels refuse to back down and the start of the Second American Civil War. Operation Steel. We have to take the key objectives of St. Louis, Minneapolis and Kansas City within 5 months. To get some buffs, 20 legitimacy. Queen Elizabeth to the rescue with 1 division. She may be old, but she's got spirit. I'm really close to getting encirclements on both sides. So that's 6 divisions. And then there's a gold mine right here. The road before us is long, but we shall walk it, says Joe Biden. And we unlock the ability to worsen his health. That's for another crazy path, which I've done before. No need, you're fine today. I hope you stay healthy today, Joe Biden. But he's too scared to attack me in the south. Come on, man, I know you want to. We're gambling big. I will let Biden enjoy his life. That gives me weekly stability. I'll also do asymmetric warfare for the daily command power gain at the moment. Come on, just 1 more tile. We might even be able to go further. There are a few of them are escaping. Pin them down! I can't give up my cash cow now. Start of the countryside insurgency. Not really what I wanted at the moment. Alarming reports indicate that the emergence of a rapidly growing insurgent cell across the countryside reportedly formed by local dissidents with allegiances to the constitutionalists in Denver. And then we just let the insurgency keep rising. I can't really spare any divisions until I've completed this encirclement. So if you could hurry up, that would be nice. If we could just go maybe 1 more south. 1 more tile south, I'll take away 8 infantry and use them to counteract the insurgents. Now is the time to bask in glory. We might not get these 6 divisions, but that's fine. We keep wrangling ourselves south towards Kansas City. You're gonna be annoying, aren't you? Have I even created divisions? No, I have not. I have so much surplus in infantry equipment. And with Operation Steel, I have another 80 days to get Kansas City. I'll pull back all my divisions once I'm done with the north. We're about to get another big encirclement. A war to be done. Do not let the country down. And that makes our president more sane. Oh, and we get claims on the entire country. Yeah, we might want to do that as early as possible. I say do it now. The insurgents just want to keep being annoying, don't they? That's what they're paid to do. Are they actually taking my capital? Brother, get out of there! That's my house! I live there! They're squatting! We use our full might to attack Kansas City, once that is ready. How many more days? 70 days, that should be enough. 120,000 losses. It's fun to micro now and again. Leave my home alone! Did they try to create a breachhead or something here? They created a death trap for themselves. Demolish the guerrillas. Enforce compliance. What's the current insurgency level? I need to get that to level 10. Right now it's level 2. St. Louis is surrounded. And the war is pretty much over. They're finally away from my house. Let's pull them back to the main front. Okay, and the French volunteers arrive. I appreciate it. One volunteer, seriously? I don't appreciate it. I'm actually offended now. I basically massacred them, and they send me one volunteer at the end of the war. One volunteer, trying to earn brownie points with the winner. We have overwhelmingly succeeded at crushing the constitutionalist insurgency, gaining control over key strongholds in the Midwest. We received that insane modifier. We have 200 political power. Our army will survive just fine. So let's change some economic laws by now. Let's remove the workers' rights for some more money. My current focus tree will disappear, so I'll take all the immediate buffs that I can get my hands on. They really want to get encircled, don't they? Cost reductions for all the laws for 100 days. I'm getting some political power. Sure, why not? I microed the entire war just to save me from what is gonna happen in the future. Although this could be the biggest war. How do you still have morale? I've taken everything you own. We're reaching 500,000 losses. Is that still not enough? 98%? Insurgent activity is critical. Trumpist insurgent activities have increased from local sabotage and raids to a full-scale partisan war against Washington DC. Please don't tell me that increases their capitulation rate. We are almost there. Finally. As the thunderous sound of artillery subsided, the black smoke over Denver's skyline slowly cleared. The victorious flag, a blue banner of the Union of America, was visible atop the Colorado State Capitol, one nation united. And we unlock no focuses, I don't give a shit. Give me the insurgency level 10. I only have time for one more focus. I'm currently doing the FBI to get more political power and get rid of the resistance. Or I could have enough time for 2 if I do end the traitors. Oh! Did I have enough time? 5 more days for another decision. We'll see. Attack on DC. It was inevitable that the capital of the Union would become a target for insurgents. However, the assumed perpetrators had always been either the Patriot Front or the constitutional government. Had those assumptions been correct, the aftermath might have been far less catastrophic. By evening, several black vans, spray-painted with obscenities and symbols, and Nazism, were seen plowing into pedestrians on the sidewalks. The Atomwaffen claimed full responsibility, seizing on the attack as propaganda. Not only did this become one of the deadliest terrorist incidents on American soil, but it also threw the nation's security apparatus into sharp scrutiny. Intelligence officials expressed frustration at their limited resources, strained by the ongoing civil war. The aftermath will reverberate for years as families grieve their losses. The eye is wide awake. Let me just do some HOI4 shenanigans again. I'm stopping time there for a second, for 5 days so I can get this focus done. And then I get justifications on presumably the Patriot Front and National Socialist Movement. No! It stopped me! Military anarchy in the Union. The attack on the capital left many elements of the federal government in disarray. Some local governments in distant counties have been completely overrun, which has allowed the multiple insurrections to take over large swaths of land. We are getting numerous reports of multiple gang, fascist, communist, and anarchist terrorist organizations, as well as army mutineers declaring their authority over certain cities. Most of our army is busy fighting in the west. Clearly this guy is not a part of the Cognoscenti. Put them down now. We have our entire army in the east. We just battle plan, and I did finish the focus. We have enough time. Let's get some more justifications. I can attack the League of the South, that's unified. The National Socialist Movement, while the Patriot Front is weak. The attack on Washington DC has sent shockwaves through the Union. Several key figures across the Union territory, ranging from state officials to high-ranking military officers and government representatives, have lost faith in the Union and its ability to protect its citizens. With the President's approval, rules of engagement have been loosened to preserve the Union and to prevent hostile forces from securing ground in lost territories. The stakes have never been higher. We now face the chance to truly reassert order over the United States of America. But with it comes the greatest risk of all, the possibility of descending into the abyss of irrelevance. I can name 5 of the things that are worse, but sure, my clout. Oh, we're still doing this focus. How nice. Very nice. Then I can get more justifications. We attack now, don't we? Or do we get justifications in this focus tree? Now it's truly the beginning of the Cognoscenti. Let's go bully the National Socialist Movement. With the present crisis, it became apparent to the shadow government that maintaining of America's systems as they were was untenable, and thus CIA Director William J. Burns sought to establish a new armed force loyal solely to the interests of the securocrats capable of upholding order where the officers of the armed forces had so catastrophically failed. Their task was twofold: to prevent the nation's descent into chaos and barbarism, and to eliminate any who stood in their way. All in the name of upholding order. You are the light of order against chaos. This sure sounds evil. Control the president. No, not my Sleepy Joe. What are we injecting him with? Did old Biden have too much dementia? Is that why we can't control him? The president failed to smother chaos. It's our turn now. A fitting time to read about the cruelty squad. We're killing neo-Nazi terrorism. Although I don't really know if this is true or not. This could be a fabricated justification. That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, exactly. This wasn't part of the deal, the neo-Nazi protested, only for the squad to fill him with lead. You promised me. What an interesting statistic. In the future, we have noticed an increase of lead consumption in humans. I wonder what that could be. Now he's seeing stars. It might be over for Biden. Joining the Washington... I want to annex them, preferably. I'll send an ultimatum. Then we can do the same to the state of New Mexico and the state of Florida. Why Florida? Oh, the state of Florida won. I was expecting that home often, but we killed too many Nazis it seems. We're actually making a better world. Even if we take 10 steps backwards. That one toe stretching out makes a lot of difference. And the Patriot 2 Act. We will be everywhere, always listening, waiting, and when we detect extremism and antisocial behavior, it will be swiftly suppressed and eliminated. Just antisocial behavior? Wait, I'm gonna die then. I'm sitting inside my room playing HOI4. I'm fucked. We have to deteriorate his health, swap out his medicine, stage a public appearance, and replace the doctors. He's not really mentally there at the moment, so I don't think he's gonna suffer that much. The Civil War, the great mistake that haunts us to this day, made it clear that the masses are rabid dogs, held back by the chains of law and order. So this is why the Civil War happened in the first place. The shadow government. Oh well, that's a beat-it-all argument. It's not like in real life. Add public awareness, unaware, public eye cannot know. And then we also have extremist activity, we have to keep that down. The legiments of the state are now in our hands. In the hands of those truly deserving. The mega corporations, the intelligence agency, the military-industrial complex, the blood, the body, the mind. An organism birthed from the crucible of chaos. We've gone by many names throughout the years. The powers that be, the new world order, the elites. Now, we only go by one. The Cognoscenti. That's a title drop right there if I've seen one. Let's send an ultimatum to the state of Texas. They've unified. We'll have to keep doing this until we reunify all of America. This is why we need political power. We have to censor internet discourse to get rid of extremist activity. Let's see if that changes my modifiers. Larry Fink, William J. Burns, and Stephanie Tompkins. Though the Cognoscenti rule America from behind the scenes, in truth, there are a number of overlapping ambitions that define the deep state. They are largely defined by a triumvirate of corporate, securocrat, and military-industrial interests. And while they are mutually interdependent on one another, and all have a vested interest in maintaining the established order, each faction has its own specific goals and objectives. They all just want to achieve their goals and don't care about the humans. Got it. I want to create the Umbrella Corporation. I've gotten spoiled by one thing about the Cognoscenti. There's going to be some kind of virus, so I want to create the Umbrella Corporation here. Let's see the focus tree. The visible hand. Remove the oil crisis. Remove the inefficient economy. Now I know this is a fantasy. The shadow government fixing the economy. In a matter of 21 days, try to eat food that isn't branded. Try to drink water that isn't pumped by us. Try to mend your wounds without a medicine. A hand looms over every city. If you thought 1984 was bad, This is like if someone wrote 1984 inside 1984. Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum. Is there an event if you make him win in Europe too? I wanna see that too if there is. But this guy's a pure bum in this universe. He'll never take power in Europe. The populist cancer is global, and the Great Reset is our opportunity. He shouted in the asylum room. Let's institutionalize targeted individuals. I'll let the Patriot Front unite their side, and we continue just gaining core and cost reductions and political power for free. I'll help you, Federal High Command. Don't worry. These are really depressing self-biographies, if I should call them that. They're essentially death letters. It's cool world building, really emphasizes the complete hopelessness against the Cognoscenti. And we gotta swap the pills from Biden like Hector in Breaking Bad. This is really bad joking about, but let's put him in a chair and only let him communicate with a bell. Let's do the American People's Liberation Army now, and since he shouldn't have any divisions on the front line, this war should be over in a second. Now there's no more missions to reduce Biden's health. Mass privatization and freedom to fulfill their projects across the nation. In return, they'll follow our tune without any question. We can now use nanochips, Neuralink implants, and a more local network for the United States. Now they're just taking off every single box on how to create a dystopia. Let's send the ultimatum to New York. Good job holding on for so long. Oh, I'm not here yet. Oh, I'm stupid. We managed to unify America in 2024. The return of America. Today we remember the brave men and women who have given their lives for our ideals. Enlightenment isn't something you defend without making sacrifices. And the Civil War has been nothing but paying dearly for our past mistakes. A lot of errors were made, like the Civil War. Our absence has proven that we are one of the pillars that upheld stability, security and order. We have learned our lesson. We will not repeat the same mistakes. Wait, hold on. New focuses gets unlocked. Do I keep my current focus? I do. The Second American Civil War will be remembered as one of the most violent conflicts in the modern age, with so many extremists running rampant, and the complete fall of the post-World War II world order. America is far from dead. This gives me a weird liminal feeling, and I love this type of horror. Or is liminal the correct word? You know something's supposed to be there, and when there's the absence of that thing, it just feels wrong. A nation reborn, a debt unpaid. We will honor the debts of the past regime. I have to, there's no other option. My citizens, this might bring up some suspicion. Or no, increasing the taxes, that's not gonna bring up suspicion at all. It's lowering the taxes that brings up suspicion. This is completely normal. Let's up the taxes. Jesus Christ, what is happening to Biden? A moment of dread set in as he realized what was going on. Burns gave him a dismissive look as he beckoned one of the nurses, making a gesture to increase something. Biden could not properly hear it. The nurse gave the president a look of sympathy, as she fiddled with something behind his chair. A sense of relief washed over him. All fears and anxieties melted away like wax. A battery for the machine. This is the Avengers of American conspiracy theories. The Public Health Safety Act. The Act's fine print reveals its true nature. A mandatory vaccination system, and microchips. Stop the spread adds a permanent lockdown. I've cored everything now in the entire country. Now we have a fully functional surveillance state. And then we're gonna do the Child Safety Act in the name of children. Let's surveil the entire population online. I really don't know what to say, there's just too much. Because then we have the Hunt to Kill program, which is using drones we can easily hunt down any dissident that's trying to hide. I mean... what the fuck? Let's reduce the amount of manpower I have, so yeah, I get more factory output. After I've done this, that's 40% influence for the blood. Let me do their focused first of all, so it doesn't get removed. So I get war mobilization. Then I'm gonna get the influence for the IC, which is restore the redacted files. What do we have now? What conspiracy theory could this be? Great, okay, the public is unaware now. Stage 2. Oh yeah, I had psychological warfare because I thought it was fitting, and now we just created 6 more public hunters. They're all veterans, so they've been doing this for a while. Let's kickstart the Amnet. Is this Skynet? Oh my god. Have they learned nothing? All civilian internet traffic will be routed through federally controlled nodes with real-time monitoring capabilities. Okay. Okay. And we keep the cycle repeating. That's the last focus. I haven't taken this decision yet. Groom targeted individuals. And that unlocks my decision, FBI false flag attack. The last focus. We won't fail again. Huh? The American Pope elected? That was us? That's actually a pretty good modifier. A false flag attack? But it ends up with me shooting down a school. So let's take the good with the bad. And the focus keeps expanding. What do we do now? Extinguish the fire. Nostalgia, solidify our position. We become the UN basically. Silent coup in Canada. Or should I do Mexico first? Is that an actual invasion? And Canada is a silent coup. Yeah, let's invade Mexico. But I can add another self-propelled artillery to my template. And an anti-air. Regaining control over the wheel comes with its own fair share of responsibilities. The mistakes made before would inevitably come up and threatened national security. Before the Civil War, we left behind quite a number of loose ends. Informants that provided us intel, and former personnel loyal to our cause are experiencing a moral crisis. To ensure they cannot become whistleblowers, Director Burns has authorized a systematic manhunt of those who have been determined by the Cognoscenti to be loose ends. Ah yes, more political power gain, so we can do this quicker. Let's do the silent coup in Canada. Then let's also prepare to invade Mexico. I think I can just attack all of Mexico, despite them being spiritually the HRE. What do you hope to accomplish? Order. The world is burning. The fire is rising. Of course! Of course! We forgot about the superpowered orphans! That has always worked incredibly. We have all of these crazy national spirits. And the first thing we didn't do was reconstruct America. United Mexican Cartel and 3 others. That's the entire country of Mexico, yeah. Let's launch the invasion. Cold-hearted pragmatism or safeguard population. Permanent mobilization. Oh. Oh. Another incredible modifier we're looking at. And we get minimum workers' rights, which means I can earn more money. Nah, I don't care about that reconstruction progress. Let's be pragmatic. As a wise man once said, all love is conditional. And then we have communism on the rise. That will be a nice justification for us. And that made us be embargoed by the entire world. I have to therefore change my trade law. That should give me enough of all the new resources so I don't have to import anything. Oh, we can't actually import chromium because nobody likes us. Well, spies, I want to see you work with your lives on the line. You already are, but even more. And since I completed the pragmatic approach, we get more industrial development. The Judas Gambit. The air within the federal government has changed. People look at one another with more suspicion. Reports of funds, personnel, and intel going missing has caused an air of anxiety within the system. There might be a traitor within our midst. One that hasn't attained enough experience and connections within the system to avoid detection. And now we can purge our people in the cabinet. Judas makes his move. I kinda wanna support him. The stopping of the Judas Gambit has become the highest priority of the Cognoscenti. We need to find 6 evidences. It's 20% for each decision to find evidence. Let's begin the FBI. And begin the NSA. Why did I force India to trade with me? South Africa is just willing to trade with me, despite everything. Let's control trade there. Screw India, you know? The United Mexican States. We get them as a puppet, okay, of course. We can't have them be too suspicious. Interrogate prisoners, we have to stop Judas from making a single move. No results, I lost the gambling. Interrogate prisoners, won't accelerate Judas. While we're waiting, we can attack Central America. No results again. And the gamble again. I need to just find one piece of evidence. This will be hard, that's just pure luck. Again? No. Nothing found. Nothing found. This is a 40%. A sting operation. Okay, how did the sting operation go? No results again. Let's interrogate the prisoners again. We have to find some kind of evidence. Financial funds unaccounted for. And he accelerates by 10 days. I have to spend all my political power doing this. So I don't know if I have enough time to do all the invasions as well. No results again. Again, no results? That's been 40%? Like 3 times in a row. Judas is the one blessed by God. I cannot get through him. All my luck is just no evidence. Let's do it again. A sting operation. Now it's 60% chance of obtaining evidence. It increases every time, that's good. Again! No results with 60% chance? Are you kidding me? I'm so unlucky. And there's another 60% chance here. No, that's 40%. Finally! We have found some evidence. But now he will make his move in 7 days. For which I am completely helpless against. Because we get no results with 60% chance. Sting operation, 80%. That cannot fail. That cannot fail. Maybe I was meant to lose. Oh my fucking god. Okay, 80%, that was guaranteed. While I've been doing that, the public awareness has been rising. I should get rid of this too. I don't know how far the Judas can go. That's the worrying part. Should I waste my political power on something else? Or will I not have enough to prevent Judas then? We found more evidence. Okay, that was the guaranteed one again, 80%. Let's wiretap government officials, 60%. Our surveillance state is coming in handy. But it's still failing, because we're getting no evidence. I'm tired now. Judas is on a generational run, and I'm completely helpless. All countries with biolabs receive a hidden modifier. We're controlling the humans now. Fine, yeah, again, we found evidence at 80%, of course. I just need 2 more. Misplaced assets. It intended to build. The funds, the expertise, the data. They were the raw materials for something else. A weapon aimed at the heart of the order. I've spent all my political power this past year just trying to prevent this. This will only slow him down. Where's the evidence? I need 1 more piece. Nuclear threat revealed. While we are struggling to catch 1 single person, Europe is at war. Oh, how I would like to join that. We got Iceland. Just make me be lucky for 1 decision. 20%. Launch code access attempt. Is he trying to destroy the world? No, 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 no. We cannot slow him down at all. Just because I haven't found a single piece of evidence under 80%. If this fails, I might only have 2 more turns. Of course not. Of course not. 60%. Let's go. Finally. Missing warheads. He got the nukes, but we have stopped him. Now I can spend my political power on something else. I forgot entirely about having to purge the cabinet. And I think I found the last evidence. Intercepted message. So that means it's Marvin Richardson. Let's accuse him of treason. Yes. Oh, I need 100 political power. I thought you were just supposed to collect the evidences, like the Infinity Stones, and once you're done you just snap your fingers and boom, you have them. Judas activities cease. Now I just have to tie my loose ends because I couldn't do that because I spent so much political power on finding Judas. You are accused of treason against the United States. The evidence suggests that you've been working with a network of dissidents to undermine the authority of the federal government. The watchdog of the world. Once I'm done with that one, I have to wait until I can tie all my loose ends. 2 more remains, and my reconstruction progress should be 100 soon, so this modifier will go away. Trying to catch Judas really crippled me. The last purge, the Dark Forest. The government could move forward into the future, at the very least, like this. Their way would be one of order. UN Strategic Coalition for Peace are we creating. Europe, the Middle East, South America. This is a world conquest. Let's begin with South America. They're the easiest target. Coup in Brasilia, under our wing again. I want to leave Europe for last and Asia, so let's go for Africa for now. Don't we all love democracy? Then we do the Middle East, and this time we will never leave. Are you sure you want to stay there? Or we have to declare war and do a naval invasion, it seems. I have to get Angola first, before I can continue on. Intervene in the Great War. I can't do that. I can do that later on. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. That's the second European war, not the first European war. Iran I will do last because they have mountains, and I don't like mountains. We have landed in South Africa. Civilization was born in the Middle East, and like any birthplace, it is prone to corruption. We suddenly declared on all of the Middle East. Axis of resistance. I mean, oh, they actually naval invaded me. Oh. Uh-oh. The third Gulf War. Wait, what is happening? Why are they inside me? And they destroyed my divisions that way. What is going on? They're cheating. What was that? Inauguration day. I elected Gavin Newsom. We have landed in the Middle East. Let's get back the things we lost. Joseph Biden dies. Why is it so dark? I don't want to read these events out loud. It's just sad. They're doing their naval invasions of their own. That's not gonna work. 55%, we can do the naval invasions. Let's start all of them. I don't know what's happening in this corner. I really don't. Afghanistan is not in the alliance, the axis of resistance. So we can declare on them. The more the merrier. Let's all get controlled by the mind virus. But I'll just create 72 new divisions. No problemo. We are slowly fighting the entire world, it seems. We're now fighting China. I should have waited, maybe, attacking. This will indeed be a problem. Okay, I see the problem here. My Air Force just refused to travel here to the Middle East. Why are they doing this? I can use my naval nations to pick them off slowly, because this is just not gonna work out. I'm fighting the entire world in mountainous regions. There we go, we can get rid of one of the nations in this war. There's so many goddamn volunteers. Yeah, it just keeps going on all sides. Maybe I can capitulate Yemen in time, but this time around I should have more supply than them. What do we do now? Can I justify it? No, I cannot justify it. Send ultimatums to Belt and Road Initiative members, demanding they leave the organization. We can do that? Yeah, guys, don't attack me, please. I need to slowly destroy the Chinese Navy with my Air Force. I can't beat them otherwise. I forgot to pay attention and lost like half of my Navy. If I micro this, it takes 1 second. Do you see this? Should I just micro it? I think I'm much stronger because of my divisions. But the battle planning just completely sucked balls. Yeah, I can do some microing. Why not? See how strong my divisions are? I forgot myself how strong they were. Or maybe it was just a supply problem. This will continue for years until morale improves. Let's try to slither through and get those encirclements. I want to do the world conquest because I want to see what happens at the end. It's the most insane path, so we have to do it. We have to see what happens. What am I looking at? Phew. Okay, I got this massive encirclement. Thank you for still sending me support, Europe, despite volunteering against me. I think the Middle East just became a weak point. It's time to move. Oh nice, I deployed 72 more divisions. Let's try this shit again with 2.7k CAS. This will have to account for something. Yes, it will break through. Okay, we'll just have to keep shuffling back and forth depending on where Europe is. They have so many divisions. I can do a reverse Kuwait to them, like they did to me. But they cheated. They had divisions inside my territory somehow. But now it's different. I'm just smacking your ass normally. No cheats here, man. Maybe just a mind virus. Iran has capitulated. Iraq capitulated. Perfect timing. Degradation war, and we can intervene. The Commonwealth of Australia leaves Pacific Defense Treaty Organization and join mine. Hell yeah, let's get Australia on our side. They lost all their supply. The conflict is only further escalating with American incursions into several Pacific islands controlled by the Chinese and a massive cyber attack directed towards the Chinese. The beheading of the dragon. That's the entirety of the Middle East gone. Let's create one army to attack them from the mountains. Then we take our 100 divisions to attack them from here. And then our last army, where should I send that? Who are we allied with? I can go and attack in Vietnam. Yeah, I have military access. We have 11 million manpower. Nothing matters anymore. You can never have enough planes. Attacking Nepal could use my help. I run 30 divisions. I could create another front in Korea too. We are losing there. How are we losing in Korea? We have 3 times their manpower. I'm only getting 61% of the war score because I don't have any territory. Now get the hell out of Korea. We invite the entirety of Europe to attack Russia. Oh, I see. Well, there's no way they're winning then. They already lost the first war. Strike Hong Kong with a hurricane. Strike Shanghai with a hurricane. Strike what with a hurricane? Because if you cannot see, we currently own Hong Kong. PDTO victory in Asia. When in reality, it was all me. I'll get to witness China become balkanized. Is this what we desire? The Cuban crisis. How long until the war starts? Has to be a year almost. He's doing the middle focus tree. Send ultimatum, declare state of emergency. Or he could attack in 3 months too. That's also possible. I hope he does that because I have nothing to do at the moment. He's doing it. Our last measure. And I'm also trying to lower the stability of Russia. We can get it lower. Right now it's 0.3 per week. Let's crush them from all sides and directions. Navalny's Russia invades Cuba. You know what that means? Let's intervene. The final and decisive act against global terrorism. This is my alliance at its peak. Did I call in everyone? No, let's do it right now. Layers of an empire. That gives me focuses against Russia. Okay, not really necessary when we have so much. We have all the superiorities possible. I can't even battle plan, this is lagging too much. Why am I not getting Moscow? What is going on here? Don't we have 3,000 CAS staring it down? We have 3.6 thousand CAS staring Moscow down. We're gonna take all of Russia before we get Moscow. Wait, I didn't even need Moscow? Oh, okay. Moscow gets to live. This is normal so far. NATO declares victory over Russia. The European Spring. The flame has been put to rest. Smothered. Calm down. never to be reignited again. The UN Declaration on the Integrity and Inviolability of World Peace. Defense analysts called the agreement the end of sovereign military action, ushering in an era of enforced collective security. The resolution mandates global intelligence fusion centers, universalized coalition rules of engagement, and permanent installations at strategic choke points. History ends again. There's more! A new world order. Reality is something that can be measured. If you made a singular individual absorb all the knowledge in the non-world, they would end up gouging their own eyes out, for they would have seen too much. Long before we defeated fascism and communism, we covered this world in a veil of normalcy, a status quo that would ensure global peace. A grand project made long before we were born. Through the studies conducted by our think tanks, we came to the understanding that every civilization undergoes a grand transformation into either a fragmented mirror or a permanent palace meant to withstand annihilation itself. So far, none of them has achieved the latter. Deep in the veins of the world lie the remains of the civilization that attempted the same clash. We can learn from their failures, and we can learn how to weaponize language itself. The age of change is nearing its end, and when we inevitably clash with these other civilizations, we will lift the veil for just a little bit, and they shall devour themselves. We can be moral, or we can win. There will be a new grand project upon completion in New Game Plus. There's a New Game Plus for Cognoscenti. Cognoscenti New Game Plus. What does that bring? That unlocks the Project Babel. Are we acting like gods now, destroying the tower? The wall is up. That only makes the Russians and Chinese not understand their own language. What the fuck did they do? Russia and China is not a part of our world order. Dear Director, from Larry Fink. Peace is finally within reach. This system, which we have built for the greater good, has at last allowed us to bring stability to the world. They will not thank us, nor will they understand the importance of what we do, but we have saved them from a lifetime of war and demagoguery. We have given them a life without strife or want, and asked for nothing in return. It was not a swift journey, and there was a tremendous amount of pain along the way. I'm certain you remember all that you did to ensure this came about. It was not the kind of sacrifice you can wear upon a uniform. There were no accolades for you, and there was no praise to be sung for the tough choices you made. I have always known you understood this, even when you could not speak it aloud. You are a man who knows that what is right and what is good are rarely the same thing, but I believe, with this new world, we may come close to a point where they are synonymous once again. I am proud to have worked alongside you for so long, and prouder still to call you my friend. In the years to come, the world will need good men like you, but for tonight, you must celebrate and rest. The world can do without people like us for just one day, I think. Enjoy it with your loved ones, because soon we will need you again, my friend. When the sun rises tomorrow, there will be more work to be done. There always is. What we have built can only survive so long as it is maintained, and the burden of maintenance is not an easy one to bear. The best is yet to come. That was a good path. Very good path, but oh my god, I need to take a break after this. Way too much crazy stuff. What would have happened if I let Judas win? Is that another path? Well, let's be happy that in real life, Judas won. Or not really, because I think if he wins, he will nuke the entire world. Both endings sounds horrible. Okay, I think this world is just perpetually fucked.